Hello from New Delhi, just weighing in because there's a lot of speculation and rumors going around on the crash of that Azerbaijani jet that crashed in Kazakhstan on Christmas Day. First of all, very, very important that the Kazakh authorities who are going to be in charge of this open up the investigation to all relevant parties, not only the Brazilian manufacturer, but also the Americans who have a lot of great experience in investigating air crashes, as well as, of course, representatives of the so-called grieving nations. What is also going to be very, very important, almost goes without saying, is who gets to download and decode and analyze the evidence from the two black boxes. There's one for data that measures all of the kind of parameters, technical, mechanical parameters of the aircraft, and the second is the cockpit voice recorder. What were the last conversations the crew had, cockpit crew had before that plane crashed, after amazingly veering over the Caspian Sea for 70-some minutes after it was already apparently damaged. Pilots very, very heroic that there were almost 30 survivors. And I gotta say, the initial Russian explanation that it was a bird strike that brought down this aircraft doesn't carry much weight at all. It almost seems absurd. It is looking more and more and more, and a number of officials in Azerbaijan and also the United States are saying it does appear it was a Russian missile that brought down that jet. There was a lot of conflict in the area at the time. It makes you wonder what Azerbaijan Airlines was doing there, and it also makes you wonder why the Russian authorities did not close the airspace in its entirety. Two big points there. But also, when we look at the evidence from the video of the fuselage, and these days, of course, there's so much citizen journalism going on, so much geolocation possible that everything is no longer easily controlled by the authorities. There's a lot of material already out there available on open source platforms. But anyway, it looks like shrapnel damage on the fuselage of the aircraft, and it also is shockingly haunting, as I told CNN as well as India Today, that it looks shockingly haunting, like the shrapnel damage we found on the fuselage of MH17 in July 2014, when I was part of the first responding team from the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. In that case, it was a Buk missile that exploded near the aircraft, the Boeing 777 with 298 passengers and crew. And what it did, it sprays the aircraft with shrapnel and makes the aircraft unairworthy. Could have been a similar situation here with that Azerbaijani jet. A lot more investigation take place, but one more point I'm going to make that's going to be of interest to all of us, all of you who fly, is just do your due diligence. Look carefully which airline you're flying. Look carefully which route they're going to take. If they're flying over or near conflict zones, whether it be in the Middle East or closer to here, Ukraine, Russia, you may want to rethink which airline you take. It's a controversial thing for me to say, but of course airlines like to say, well, we always prioritize safety, but I think the bottom line also plays a part. They want to save fuel, they want to cut costs, they want to fly as quickly as they can, but I do believe that some airlines are taking a little bit too much risk in terms of some of the routes they fly. Now, it's not easy these days, of course, because there are more conflicts going on. And another couple of important points is that a lot of sophisticated weaponry is getting into the hands of non-state actors. And I think a lot of autocrats are acting with impunity. They don't care what the consequences are of air terrorism. And they know that they can get away with it, as Russia has with MH17. Not one person, despite overwhelming evidence that it was Russia that sent that missile into the skies in July 2014. Not one person has spent a day behind bars. That's it from me here in New Delhi, Michael Bociurkiw.